Ma'am. Today, I will discuss to you the 7 challenges of teaching. So there are different challenges teachers face in and out of the classroom and are either local and global in context. So this involves addressing cultural diversity, responding to the needs of special learners with various talents and intelligence, and integrating ICT in teaching and learning process. So number 1 here is teaching in multicultural and multilingual classroom. So what is multicultural education? So it is an interesting and important topic for teachers. So it is a deep concern about equity, respect for diversity, cultural literacy, and fair treatments for everyone in school. So this is does not also concern for itself. So a teacher here is become culturally literate. So learners are different in terms in language, religion, belief, nationality, and culture. So teachers are challenged to use pedagogical approaches that are culturally relevant and responsive. So they are encouraged to develop instructional materials and curriculum models that are culturally exclusive. So, the cultural diversity in our country demands all teachers to be equipped and empowered to address the needs of cultural diverse classroom. So, it is important for teachers to promote equity, fairness, and respect among students. So, another big issue and challenges in multicultural setting is language. So, language plays an important role in the teaching and learning process. So, language instinct is the simplest form of social expression of the child. So, the Department of Education has recently implemented the mother tongue-based multilingual education in its K-12 education program. So this enables teachers to use the first language of the learners to be the medium of instruction from kindergarten to grade 3. So these are several instructional strategies that can be used in addressing cultural diversity in classroom. So the following of the things that can promote the cause of multicultural education is content integration, cultural immersion, celebrating cultural diversity, teaching local culture, culture responsive pedagogy, using the local language as medium of instruction. So these are the several approaches that can be used and integrate indigenous knowledge in curriculum. So real life story model. So real life story model, the daily life experiences of young children as they grow up. So number 2, problem-based approach. So learners are exposed to different lesson and problem. Inviting local folks and community leaders as a result person in school. So this allows community leaders and elders to share their knowledge and wisdom to students. So developing structural materials for teaching indigenous knowledge. So that is the number 1. So the number 2 in 7 challenges in teaching is teaching children with special needs and special education. So special education is an area in education that seeks to understand the nature and needs of different learners with special needs. So special education is to respond to the needs of special learners. So can be classified in different ways. So deafness, dual sensory impairments, hearing impairments, mental retardation, multiple handicaps, and other health impairments. So So special learners also include children and youth living in difficult contexts. So the category of special learners also includes those who are considered as twice exceptionals, intellectuality genius, and gifted. So there are also gifted learners who remain in regular schools because they have no access to special schools for gifted. So providing the needs of special education learners will certainly be the greatest challenges in every teacher. As special education, learners need to have deep devotion, commitment, and passion to teach special learners. So they need to work closely with co-teachers, parents, and other professionals to understand the nature, behavior, and needs of the learners. So the number 3 and 7 challenges in teaching is teaching in multi-grade classes. So teaching in multi-grade classes involves the teaching of students from different grade levels in classroom. So this requires teachers to develop their skills in handling different students, so behavior, and in addressing their needs and interests. So it also requires teachers to versatility to design an instructional plan that will cover all the topics and activities for all students from varying grade levels. So they are resourceful, creative, patient, wise, and innovative. So most of these public schools operating multi-grade classes are locating in local communities that are geographically far. So the number 4 here in 7 challenges in teaching is teaching in multiple intelligence classroom. So the number 1 here is the linguistic intelligence. So linguistic intelligence is the ability to analyze information and creates products involving oral and written language. So logical mathematical intelligence is the ability to develop equation and proofs, make calculation, and solve abstract problems. So special intelligence. So what is special intelligence? It is the ability to recognize and manipulate large scales and fine-grained images. So musical intelligence. So it is the ability to produce, remember, and make meaning of different patterns of sound. So naturalist intelligence. Ability to identify and distinguish among different types of plants, animals, weather, formations that are found in the natural world. So body kinesthetic. So the ability to use one's own body to create products or solve problems. So interpersonal intelligence is the ability to recognize and understand other people's mood, desire, motivations, and intentions. So intrapersonal intelligence, ability to recognize and understand his or her own moods, desires, motivation, and intention. So here are the number 5 challenges in teaching. So teaching in the learner-centered and constructivist classroom. So what is this? Learner-centered education is one of the promising products of education. So learner-centered education is culturally relevant, culturally responsive, culturally appropriate, culturally compatible. So it empowers the learners as active participants and leaders in the learning process. So constructivist classroom. So what does it mean? So it focuses on student questions and interests. They build on what students already know. So they focus on interactive learning and are student-centered. Teachers have a dialogue with students to help them construct their own knowledge. So the number 6 here is brain-based education. So what is brain-based education? So today's learners need to be critical and creative thinkers. So and brain-based learning lays the foundation for this. So they begin with brain-mind learning principles. So number 1, the brain is a whole system and includes physiology, emotion and imaginations and predispositions. So number 2, the brain develops in relation to interaction with the environment and with others. So number 3, a quality of being human is the search of personal meaning. Number 4, people create meaning through perceiving certain patterns of understanding. So number 5, emotions are critical to the patterns people perceive. Number 6, the brain process is information into both parts and wholes at the same time. So number 7, learning includes both focus, attention, and peripheral input. Number 8, learning are both unconscious and conscious. Number 9, so information is organized differently in memory. Number 10, learning is developmental. Number 11, the brain makes optimal numbers of connection in a supportive and challenging environment. Number 12, every brain is unique in organization. So the study is performed by Kane and Kane 1997, Ristic 1987, and Renata and Kane 1991, Sylvester 1995. So Kane and Kane 1997 and Jensen 2005 identified some interactive teaching elements based on the principle of brain-based education. So this is the 3. Number is orchestrated immersion, relaxed alertness, and active processing. And the last one is the ICT integration in teaching and learning. So the term ICT, short for information and communication technology. So embraces all forms of technologies that enable all people to perceive information and communicate or exchange information with others. So the use of ICT in teaching and learning has brought many positive development in the way teachers teach and how students learn. So they also need to teach their students to use ICT responsibly. So observe media ethics, use the information from the internet responsibly, and respect the privacy of individuals.
Okay.